When's the last time you did think? When's the last time you booked the ticket? When's the last time you traveled? When's the last time that you experienced freedom? If you don't utilize the freedom that you created for yourself as a business owner, you might as well go get the 9 to 5.
But I know a ton of people that really struggle with that. But hey, that's a sign that you're going to grow through those times.
You don't know that you're getting burnt. So like if you're out on the beach, you know.
Don't let it slip, because you're not going to have it when you're 50 and 60. But where fear comes, growth happens.
Welcome back to episode 19 of Business Brains and Bronze. Everybody, we are back. Mr. Mike Crowson, Taylor Moore, and myself, Nick Justice, and we had a little bit of a hiatus there because Mike was out on one heck of a trip that we're going to talk about here. As he was in contest prep. Dude's like fucking 10 weeks out now. 10 weeks out on 12 weeks out. That's right. So yeah, Mike, tell everybody where you're at, what'd you do, and how sore you're feeling today.
Yeah, man. So those that don't know, I went to the Swiss Alps and we did Tour du Mont Blanc, which basically is Tour of Mount Blanc. And we went basically 3 countries in 7 days around it and hiked it, an average between 10 and 12 miles a day. The only training I did was this walking pad I'm on right here at like 10 miles a day. I only did that for like a week. After day 1, it like ripped my soul. Like it was, I get to the first place and we had 28 people go, which is crazy, first of all. But this coach, Brady Oki, put it on, actually one of our clients. He's the same one that put together the hike that we did, the summit, rather not hike, of Kilimanjaro in Africa. 8 of those 12 people came back, so great retention rate. And then he added another 20 people to the group. So we've got people in their 60s or 50s. We've got a 16-year-old, 2 families. Somebody got engaged for the second time. First trip in Kilimanjaro, somebody got engaged. This trip, they got engaged. Another couple. But man, it was quite the experience. I am tired of cheese and meat. All the guys are French, and so every day, dude, I have a block of cheese. It'd be like this much cheese.
Oh my gosh!
Like, fantastic fromage, though. Cheese in French is fromage. It was amazing, but I was over it. My stomach was over it. Most days I had like 100 grams of protein. And I probably had like 200 carbs in 3 meals plus snacks I was eating. So I was like well above 500, 600, 700 carbs. But dude, so sore. My glutes were sore. My calves were sore. The first like 3 hours of each day was dude just fighting demons. Just pain. And then you like get your way up to the top, because we basically ascended and then descended every day as we crossed the mountain range going from town to town. Because we stayed at these like they're called refugees, Frugios, something like that.
Grayson asked me where y'all stayed.
And basically it's like a restaurant on the bottom, and then like multiple rooms that would have multiple beds, bunk bed style. And so some of them were just like 28 people in one room sleeping bed by bed, right? Like a barracks.
Yeah.
And the other one, in like Italy, we got to stay in like a hotel 2 nights. And that was nice. It was like, oh my goodness, we get a warm shower and a blow dryer, my wife said. But dude, it was most unbelievable views, like better than beats anything the United States has to offer. The Swiss Alps, French Alps, Italian Alps, Switzerland, like just doesn't even compare. Way better than Africa views.
Really?
But yeah. Even though it was bigger, but it's like, I mean, you're talking like, 10,000 feet, and it's just like small bladed grass all the way up the side, just straight out of Jurassic Park style. Really cool. We got stormed and rained on. I thought I'd be too cool for rain pants. That was fun. To like catching a sunburn on my hands.
Oh yeah.
To
Did you track your
trekking through the
steps?
snow. So it was quite the trip. It was pretty amazing. There's 7 days of actual hiking. Didn't talk to anybody in the airport this time. That was good.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you
But
track
all
your
in all-
steps?
Yeah.
All in all, it was a great trip.
Did you track your steps while you were there?
Yeah. So
How many steps overall?
I actually bought a Garmin for 2 days before I left. Let me see what my Garmin app says. So step-wise,
Per day, I bet you averaged. Okay, so you said what? About 10 miles a day, right?
yeah.
Okay, bro. You probably averaged 30 to 40K steps a day.
No, not quite. So
Okay.
the 2,000 steps is a mile. So it was like 22, 21, 20, 15, 26, 21, 20.
See, I was just thinking they'd be higher. The step count would be higher because it's like you're hiking up a grade, an incline,
Yeah.
so like the steps would be shorter. That's why I thought so high. But still a lot of steps. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was a ton of steps. What was really interesting is like looking at the calories burned. So like day 2, it said, now I don't think this is basically going off height and weight. Right? That's all the things they're asking for is height and weight.
Mhm.
And so the average person, like day 1 was like I burned 2,100 active calories, 2,400 resting. So it was like, 4,500 calories of just burning from living and then hiking.
Damn.
Day 2 is 5,200. And then it was like 40, 48, 48, 49, 48. Now, again, that's like for the average individual because it says that my like living is at 24, 25 is my like every day it's the same, which means that it's just a calculation. It's not really true. It's like I don't think I burn the same amount of calories as the average person that weighs 230 at 5'11. That's assuming that's fat, right?
Mhm.
So I've got to burn more calories than that. So I'm thinking that like this thing has to be 500 to 1,000 calories off.
If
I would
not
think.
more. Yeah.
Just from the ratio of lean mass to fat.
Yeah.
So I was just nonstop eating. And I got to a point where I was like, day 1, I consumed like 150 grams of protein powder. Completely wrecked my stomach. And I was like, well, that's out the window. Not doing that anymore.
Oh.
So I have like maybe 1 scoop a day, 2 max. And I was just like, we just going low on protein because the climbing and the altitude change too is like also causes gas. And dude, it's like all day, every day, gas.
Really?
Cheese, meats, altitude, protein powder, tons of sugar, chocolate, croissants.
Wait, so were other people getting gassy too?
Say that again.
Were other people getting gassy too, or is that just you?
Yeah, it's super common to go end
Okay.
up and down because of the pressure of differences.
Yeah.
So especially if you go like even higher, but they basically like make a funny thing out of it called the altitudes. But it's like super common. But it's like there's like no smell. It's just gas.
Wow.
And just pressure.
Honestly, I feel like
And
I
also
get that
too,
way
like
if I wear
you have a
earbuds.
water and you're sucking water through a tube. So you're getting in air as well that you're swallowing, which also causes issues. You have to be really careful about that as well, not swallowing too much air because as you go up, it expands. This is less pressure. So it can cause more. It causes actually stomach problems as far as like just pain.
You were
by
still able
going
to
up.
pull a vacuum though in that front double.
Yeah, it was so Brady, he was the one that put it on. He's the guy that put it on. And he's a man, a hell of a guy. Amazing family man, has a baby that's 8 weeks old, and I traveled with him to Europe as well. They stayed in the main town. But he's getting ready for a 100-mile run that has it's really like 24,000 feet of elevation gain in 100 miles.
Damn.
We did 30,000 elevation gain in 7 days,
Oh,
and he's doing it in 36 hours
oh my
and
gosh.
100 miles. So this was a walk in the park for him, as every day he's been doing 10 to 12-mile runs in Arizona through the mountains and stuff. But while I'm up there just like, I was like, all I did was I did the Stairmaster 3 times. And he was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He was like, the fact that you're like doing this with like 0 training, he was like, that's nuts. Cause like, this is not an easy, like walking. It's like 1 day of 12-mile hike sucks.
Yeah.
Get up and
Yes.
do it again. And
Yeah.
then again, and then again, and then again. By day 7, bro, I was like, I'm toast.
I'm done.
Oh, so what was more like physically demanding when you was it you Kilimanjaro in Africa,
Yeah.
right? Kilimanjaro or this one?
So they're completely different. So Kilimanjaro was 33 miles over 7 days, and we went from 3,000 feet to 19,000 feet.
That's insane.
So the day-to-day, first 5 days, was like 4 to 7 miles with a little bit of elevation gain. You're in the altitude, but the day-to-day was easy. The last night when we summited, that was like the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, it doesn't even hold a candle. It's not even close. Like, I feel like if I ran 100 miles, it'd be equivalent to doing that. Like, that's how
Wow.
crazy that was. So the day-to-day of Tour de Blanc was way harder from a physical standpoint, but the last night of Kilimanjaro was harder than all 7 days combined.
Really?
From the altitude, yeah. I mean, I was so exhausted doing that, I fall asleep standing up, leaned over on my sticks. Like, I puked at the top from altitude sickness. Like, had to be basically carried. Like, every step feels like a mile. Versus
Wow.
here, it's like it just burns and sucks.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
just like, you do 500 reps on leg press. It's not hard, but it sucks.
Would you do it again?
Would I do it Tour de Blanc again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would I do Kilimanjaro again? No. I suggest everybody do it, except Nick. He's way too big. It would. I don't think he'd make it, honestly. Just from the oxygen demand.
You should have seen me tread water the other day, bro. I was in the water, treading water, no floaties, no tubes, nothing. I literally thought to myself, I'm like, damn, my cardio is actually pretty darn good.
Unfortunately, cardio has 0 to do with altitude.
Yeah, I know.
And so it's like at 18,000 feet, you have 50% oxygen usage. So all the air comes in, but you're only using 50% of it. And then
Wow.
at 19,000 feet, it's 40%. So unfortunately, the cardiovascular is irrelevant to
Mhm.
the usage of oxygen. Now, of course, that's all genetic too, right? You might be a freak.
Yeah.
You already are a freak. You wouldn't be as big as you are.
Yeah.
But like, there's a difference between we had people from live in Miami. There was 5 Cubans that all made it. None of them had a problem. None of them had training. And it's like me, Paula, and the guy that lives in Canada, altitude just destroyed us. So it's like, it's a person by person basis.
How did Paula handle it?
Kilimanjaro?
No, this one.
Tour de Blanc?
Yeah.
Just the fatigue.
Yeah.
I mean, she was way better than me as far as soreness goes, because obviously she's not carrying as much weight.
Yeah.
She did more Stairmaster than me. She's also just like, she's a tough cookie. You know,
Yeah.
she's tough. She doesn't back down to like anything. Doesn't mean that she didn't have an attitude and she wasn't over it. A day 7, that last like the first 2 hours, she was salty.
Yeah.
Another morning we like got into it and we like did talk to each other for 4 hours during the hike.
Hey, at least you were in the middle of the Swiss Alps where you can distance yourself and not have to be.
Yeah, that's right.
close.
That's right. But it was fun, man. We had there was parts of it to where like on day 2 was the long, hard day, but on the way down there was like snow, so we like slid down the snow, 100 feet or whatever, just like a slide. So it was like this is some cool parts like that. There were also some real sketch parts too, where it's like we're at top of the mountain, and it's like you got to cross the snow.
I saw that where y'all were doing that, and I was like, bro,
Yeah, we're like having to
Oh.
kick your feet
Slip up.
in, because if you slip, like
Yep.
you're just
Yeah.
sliding down the snow, and like it's the worst part about it is that you got to climb back up whatever you just slid down.
Ugh.
Yep.
But obviously, like tons of rocks and everything, so like it could be bad.
Yeah.
But all in all, dude, I'd rate the trip like a 10 out of 10 must do from a view perspective. Difficulty level, if you were unconditioned like me, 8 out of 10. If I'm comparing this to Kilimanjaro, just from a hardness standpoint, will. It didn't take a lot of willpower to do this hike. It was just long and painful just due to soreness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're trained, it's a 6,
Mhm.
right? Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Untrained, like not wise, like wouldn't do it. I would suggest that if you go, get a group of 8 together and go do it. That way you can have one guide. You don't get put with other people. There were some groups we saw that were like complete strangers doing it together,
Mhm.
and there wasn't a leader of the group. So it's like this guy from Canada was with a girl from Asia who'd never hiked before. It's like you got to go at the slowest person's pace.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the leader of the group more so like the pacer? Like the
So you have guides that
Yeah.
like make judgment calls on distance, shortness, how hard it is. But
logistic.
after day 2, there is no
Yeah.
shortcut or like it's like this is the trail. You have to complete
Yeah.
it. Now
Yeah.
you can skip a day by going with your bag to the next location. You just take the bus to the next location. And we didn't bail on any of them. Like I thought there was like, hey, worst case, I'll just bail. But I just held steady and completed it.
How's your calf?
It hurt when it happened. I pulled my calf the last 1,000 feet of the 75 miles. Like I'm like jogging down, like jumping, doing like, hey man, we're almost done. Boom, boom. I stop. I take like 5 steps and I heard this. I was like, did that just pull? And I like fully extend my leg, and I was like, oh, yep.
Ow.
I like get down, but today and yesterday, like, I'm okay. I'm not gonna do a calf raise. I was trying to determine whether it was a calf or hamstring because it's like right behind the knee in the calf.
Mhm.
I was like, I'd rather it be calf than hamstring because that'll like really suffer training.
Yeah.
But I'm getting it worked on tomorrow. But I mean, I'm getting my steps in and haven't really felt it doing anything. So
That's good.
after the plane ride home, that sucked too.
We're
We finished the hike at like 4 p.m. and then everybody stayed in town. A lot of people were going to France afterwards, stay for a few days. I was like, we got to get back. We finished the hike at 4. I have a 7 a.m. flight.
oh
Damn.
God.
Was it like did y'all fly first class or no?
No. First class was 17 grand a piece.
Oh yeah, I
How
figured
much?
that's what
17?
Yeah.
that's wild.
I was like, nah. And then we
You gotta-
wanted to do premium economy, which is like, it's like $3K a ticket. but they were like so full that we had to wait 3 days to come back. And I was just like, because there was no seats available in premium economy. So we
Yeah.
basically got like main cabin, like
Damn.
like the
Wow.
cheapest ticket. And the flight there, older plane, dude, knees just crammed in the seat.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
What
It was
what
tough. The
airline
way
was it?
back, we had a new plane, which was nice. And like plenty of leg room, but like, dude, when you're that sore and you're sitting, it's a 2-hour flight to Heathrow, and then we did for London. London's then Dallas, which is like a 10-hour flight. Bro, my legs were just like, I stood up to have to walk through the airport, and it was like just dragging my feet. Feet are swollen, ankles are swollen. I feel like I'm just like hobbling down. Plus, my calves hurting.
Dude, imagine how people feel at the very end of like hiking the Appalachian Trail, like the
Mhm.
full thing. Like I know
Well,
it's
see,
not the same as far as like, but like the distance of 3 months of hiking or 4, whatever, however long
you're
it takes
so
them.
conditioned at that point that like
Yeah,
you
that
walk
is
out of there so easy.
yeah,
Because like they have actually, you can make it to where it's like you can start the Appalachian with like zero training
yeah.
and then actually complete it conditioned. It's like you
Damn.
walk 3 miles, then 3 miles, then 4, then 4, then 5, then 5, and all of a sudden you just work your way up.
Yeah.
But
The
it's the abrupt hard that's like what is brutal.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like if
We were would you do I would do the Appalachian Trail. Would you?
Yeah. I've
no,
done it. I've hiked it for 3 days. I don't know about 3 months.
I
Well, yeah, I
wouldn't.
don't know about 3
I don't think the
months.
views are worth it. I mean, I grew up in Alabama at the bottom base. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's just not worth it to me.
I don't
It's
Do you
like
think
think it's
basic woods. It's not like beautiful every day.
I'm also way too ADHD to hike a trail for 3 months.
Yeah, no. I had the opportunity. Somebody asked me to do it when I was in college. It was a doctor who had a client of his, or patient rather, that was going to go do it, and he like wanted a doctor to do it with him. And he was like, "I'd really like an assistant, and you being a trainer and like knowledgeable on hydration, all those things, like I think it'd be fun to just go. You want to do it?" And I was like, well, I can't take 6 months off college,
Yeah.
and work. I was like, I'll come back to nothing.
Yeah.
But he was like, pay you 50 grand. And I was
Huh.
like, nah.
Man. When we were in Georgia, was it last week? I had 2 athletes competing, and then one of the athletes, his 2 buddies drove down from Wisconsin, and I coached both of his buddies. So they drove down to Georgia and they camped on their way down. And then on the way back, they drove over to North Carolina and hiked a few days in the Appalachians and then drove back. And I'm like, literally, okay, like these guys are telling me about it. The day before they're leaving, like it's the night of the show. We're just outside chilling. The guys already competed, and now, mind you, my athletes did not do the hiking. It was like their 2 buddies, okay? And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna like go in there and rough it in bushcraft, and it's illegal." I'm like, "No, it's not. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can hike the Appalachians." And they're like, "No, the mountain that we're hiking up there's one trail, and you can't start a fire on the mountain. You can't do it like it." And I'm like, "Bro, you don't get arrested here now." Like, because if dude,
Yeah.
they see smoke on a mountain that you're not supposed to have a fire on, like, yo, somebody's coming in on a helicopter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
these kids, and they had the best time, dude. I saw their videos that they were putting up, and just, they were fishing and taking shrooms out the Appalachian Trail. I'm like, you guys are so, dude. They're the funniest characters, man, and they're bodybuilders. They're big as fuck, and they just went and hiked 3 days in the Appalachians, and I'm like, man, y'all, you're different. I love it.
I heard that it's really dangerous to do Appalachian Trail now. Like people getting killed.
Crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
people are
There's
like human trafficking and shit.
Dude, it's bad.
Wow.
Dude, it's really bad. Like, I was
Because
worried about. I didn't.
people go and do it themselves, like by themselves, and like people just like camp out on the side. Like for one, why would you ever do that? For two, yeah, no.
I mean, also too, bro. Like, the Appalachian Trail is known for a lot of like a lot of creepy things, like spiritual creepy things. What do they call those things in Native American culture? Spirit walkers, skin walkers, those things. Like,
Yeah, no.
dude, there is some crazy stories about the Appalachians and people just in their tents at night, hearing just like screams that sound like a lady getting murdered, and then they look out in the woods, nobody's there, there's no lights, and then people are
I'm
like,
good.
"Oh, it's just bobcats making bobcat mating sounds." Like, no, bobcats sound like a human scream, but not on like some of the videos that I've seen. Like, it's scary out there, bro.
The hills have eyes.
Oh my God, don't even. Oh, don't, dude. That is. Have you read that book?
Of course not.
I haven't either, but I've heard so much about it, dude.
For the movie,
I've never seen the movie. I've only heard about the book.
yeah, you should look. You should watch that tonight with the lady.
Oh, I don't know about that one. But anyway, okay. So one thing I wanted to ask was there anybody on the trip that like they started it, they're really excited, they got into it, and they were like, "Yo, I like bit off more than I can chew." Like, it was really tough for them.
Yeah, me. No, there was a few people. There was a couple in their 50s, and the lady doesn't do anything hard. So I think she skipped 2 days of the 7. One girl she's probably like 30. She had severe swelling in her knees, so she had skipped a day. And then one girl who runs ultras, who actually is local, funny enough, who had like allergic reaction to something, woke up with a terrible migraine, and she had to skip a day.
Did anyone
Oof.
get hurt?
So
Like actually hurt?
no, I'm the only one that pulled something, of course. Um, took some nasty falls though. Like I took a pretty hard fall on my wrist and my hand. Um, stepped through the snow and went thigh high, which scared
Oh,
me because that's like, you fall forward over that, and if like that,
yeah.
if it didn't come into my thigh, that'd been over my knee. And I'm also wondering, like, did that cause the pull to potentially happen 2 days later from that fall? I don't know, from the hyperextension, but um, my wife's behind me as I step into the snow and just, you just go down 3 feet. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
She probably
Yeah.
But
freaked.
I fall like face first in the snow, and she's like trying to hold it together from stop laughing behind me. We walk like another 100 feet, and we have crampons. It's the French call them crampons. But basically like spikes that are like rubber around your boot, right? So like chains for your tires in your truck. So
Mm, yeah.
to keep it in the ice. So I'm going to take hers off, and I'm trying to help her out and everything. I pull it, and it's like, okay, snow, water, mud. I pull it, and of course it's rubber, right? It's a rubber band, and it just slingshots off and just
Oh.
throws mud and everything in my face. And she's just like trying not to die laughing because she sees I'm like pissed. And I was like, you know what? Like, don't get like, just let it go, right? It is what it is. Like, and I start smiling about it, whatever. And then everybody starts laughing. She's like, I don't laugh because I thought you were pissed. It's like, I am, but it's
Yeah. We're in the middle of
why?
the Swiss
Like, let's
Alps.
just have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm covered in sweat. What's a little mud on my face?
Yeah.
I did wear shorts the most.
Was it cold?
I didn't wear my gloves. I didn't bring my gloves. I didn't bring a fleece. I had a raincoat. It actually was like a shell. I just wore shorts the whole time. One day I wore pants.
Did you
Um,
get cold or no?
it's interesting because it's like you sweat.
Yeah.
And so like I'm naturally just sweating, period. So it's like I had on a long sleeve, like Under Armour style, a little bit thicker because my arms got burnt. And I was like, I can't wear like t-shirt again, or I'm just gonna like bubble, because they were like red, and like my hands.
Mm.
And So I wore that, and you'd sweat, and then you stop for 2 seconds, and the wind, I mean, it's 40 degrees plus wind plus you're wet. So if you don't keep moving, you're going to get cold. So I'd put the shell on just to keep the wind off of me while I was wet. But your legs never got cold. I mean, they're full of blood the whole time.
Yep.
But just my upper body would kind of get cold. But when we make that transition over the peak and go over the backside, it's like we didn't have a single time where we peaked over there wasn't snow.
Wow.
So, I mean, we peaked probably like 3 or 4 times throughout the trip. And so, I mean, that wind's brutal at the top where it's just funneling, because we didn't cross the highest peak. We peaked in the valley of the lowest point of the mountain, but of the mountain ridge.
Mm.
So it's like the wind funnels in off the 2 slopes of the mountain.
Yep.
So it's just barreling over. So it's like snow on the way up, snow on the way down. The wind's just getting colder and colder off that snow. So I'm like catching a sunburn and freezing at the same time.
Yeah, and the snow doesn't help at all too, because it could be like a UV of 2, but that snow reflects all that
Yes.
UV, so it just bam right in your face.
So my calves got burnt. I actually have like really bad suntan lines where like my tall socks were. So like mid calf, it's like white and then tan.
Dang.
Like I was wearing like high combat boots, you know?
Yeah. Some of the worst sunburn I've had is when the UV is super low, but I'm like ice fishing. It's that snow, dude. It's like it's a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
also,
it's
you
so
don't know
bright.
that you're getting burnt. So like if you're out on the beach, oh, my skin's
Right.
cooking. But when it's like it's the same thing as like when it's cloudy, at the beach. It's like you're baking the whole time, but you don't know it because it's not hot.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you're moving, you don't feel the sweat, you don't feel the
Yeah.
heat. But there are people like had the sunglasses on and then their face is just toast. Have a hat on, but their face is toast because it reflects upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that was interesting. But they've got Brady, I think he's nailed it down to what the next one's gonna be. And it's like I told him, man, I was like, hey, you keep doing these, I'm in.
yeah.
Right. And it's like you're averaging about 5K all in. It's
That's
like
not
Not bad.
It's like 3K, 3.5, I think, for the excursion. And then you got flights and food and whatnot. So I'm going to say we were probably like 6 because we got private transport. That was like $300 each way. I had a flight cancel, so I had to like rebook I lost a hotel. I lost one of the travel days. But like, hey, I'm blessed to be able to not have to worry about it. It still sucks,
Mhm.
but you're looking between 5 and 6K depending on per person.
That's
But I
worth it.
told him, I was like, hey, if you keep doing it, like, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll tell you though, if it's altitude, I'm probably going to pass because it just sucked. Like, it wasn't fun. And I got the killing. I'm good. But if it's distance and beautiful and I got things, I'm in.
Yeah.
So I think he's either going to do either A, Iceland, B, the Dolomites, which is in Italy, or Patagonia in
Oh,
South America.
Wow.
And I was like, with either
dude.
of those, like, I'm in. Obviously, like, Patagonia is pretty, Dolomites is pretty, Iceland's pretty in its own way, but it's like expect to be rained on and cloudy the whole time.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm in either way for spring of 2027.
Oh,
So
dude, that is so cool.
Maybe you'll be carrying a
Dude.
little less weight by then too.
probably yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
I got like 5 minutes. You want to talk about your prep really fast before I did?
Sure.
So 12 weeks out.
12 weeks out.
How are you
North
feeling?
Americans competing on a Wednesday, so it's slightly different as far as days out. So tomorrow is Wednesday. That makes 12 weeks. Today I'm back on it fully. It's 2:34 this morning. I left at 2:30. Health phase is over. Game time. Already feeling it 2 days in. Crazy. And as of right now, I just picked up the food that we had prior. Still fighting some bad tendinitis in this arm. Like I can't even do a 15-pound bicep curl
Wow.
without pain. But we're just gonna push through it. Ain't much. I'm getting worked on every week. Ain't much else I can do. So,
Yeah.
Where's the tendonitis at?
it is in the brachialis and the bicep and forearm.
Gotcha.
So, like
Are you doing?
to do this is painful. Like to flex and like release.
Yeah. Are you getting dry needling done at all?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's
dry
what. Okay,
needling,
cool.
deep tissue. I have a guy that I go do body work. Same guy that does Jordan Hutchinson, Elias McCall, Anton.
Yeah, I know that
What?
guy.
Yeah, his name is Dante.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, I mean, dude, he's phenomenal. I love him.
Dude,
Does great work.
You always can like. I always appreciate somebody that does really good body work that doesn't just do the deep tissue work, but does other modalities and techniques
Yeah.
too. And they're great. But man, dude, like sometimes there's not everybody, and Dante is definitely not like this. Bro, I cannot stand it when I go get body work done or something, and whoever's doing it, it's like they pre-book me. Okay. They're like, oh yeah, we'll do, 2 hours next week too. How's that sound? It's like, dude, I'm not going to come in and spend $300 every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes me not want to come back to you. And then you have your receptionist reach out to me every single week. Hey, when we booking again? I'm like, dude, like, bruh,
You gotta respect the business hustle.
I
though.
respect the hustle up because that's what you're
dude,
supposed to do, right?
yeah, I know, but oh my gosh, with this, yeah, if I say too much more, then it's going to be calling somebody out. I'm just going to shut up.
What I do is like I set up where it's like, hey, every Wednesday at 7 a.m., like we have a repeating meeting. And
Yeah.
that's what I wanted, though. That wasn't his idea, right?
Right.
It was 9 a.m. on a Saturday, and then I traveled to all these events, and I was like, not getting it. I was like, okay, 7 a.m. Let's just make that routine because I need routine. Otherwise, it's like I need to get work done in the next 2 days, and it's like I'm booked.
Mhm.
So I'm like, what? I'm like, I need a time that fits me more than it fits you. So I was like, I either need to be late at night or early morning. So 7 a.m. I'm getting worked.
I was getting body work done from this one guy one time, and I was seeing him for a long time. He's really good, and he helps a bunch of my athletes. He's really good at body work. He's worked on Hunter Labrada before when Hunters came to Milwaukee, but he was going through. He went through a divorce, and like most people, they're going to talk through their life stuff when they're doing work on their patients. This is going on, blah blah. So I'm just sitting there listening, whatever. And then he really started asking me about coaching because he wanted to get back into bodybuilding from when he was younger, whatever. And we've had this before. Once it came to the money, hey man, can't do it, whatever. I got to save money, bro. This guy, since he told me that, has probably spent 20 grand on shoes
Jeez.
every
Hey,
week. And I'm like, yeah, you really couldn't afford coaching, but you got all them shoes, huh?
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
boys.
when I'd be like,
I'm a-
so we gonna do exchanges?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a dip out.
Bargain?
Yeah, see,
Taylor-
brother.
See this big headed baby of mine.
Dude, hell yeah.
All right, see y'all.
See you, boss.
Damn,
Yeah,
he's
man,
got
Bodywork's game changer. He's got
OB
4
meetings
this
every
week, I
week.
think. Yeah, they're having some complications of some degree. I think they're just monitoring it.
Hmm.
Just as we're getting like, I think it's the last month. They
Yeah.
think they think he's gonna come early, I think. So they're just
Gotcha.
like, just like staying on top of it, like every few days. Where we at?
That's good.
So yeah, better to
Oof.
monitor it than go in blind, I guess.
Oh, that's for sure. But golly, those hospital bills are gonna freaking
Yeah. I thought the same
man.
thing. I was like, man, I hope that insurance is good.
Oh, I hope so. I sure hope so, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool though, dude. Also, too, I don't know if it's like maybe it's just me, but Grayson's a petite woman,
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've always heard of like not, I don't want to say premature, but like babies coming early when the mother is smaller for some reason. Like, I don't know why.
I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe I'm completely wrong.
I would think it would make sense is that the babies that the ratio to poundage of frame to baby weight is like starts to get to where it's incompatible. Where it's like
Yeah.
the percentage is like, hey, at 5 pounds we need to go, and it's like 5 pounds is too small.
Yeah.
So I could totally understand that.
Yeah, for sure. For
It's
sure.
like
Well, I'm excited for both
a
of them.
woman that's 6 foot that pops out an 8-pound baby. That's a small ratio.
Yeah.
Versus a woman that's 5'2" with an 8-pound
Yes.
baby.
Yes.
A lot of tissue difference, a lot of pelvic difference, a lot of stomach difference.
A lot
So
of like the mother's body being like, all right, you got to go now because we need to survive too. Yeah.
correct. Yeah, exactly. So,
100%.
but hopefully all good. I know my baker, my business partner, his baby's coming up. I think they're gonna be a week apart.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they had their baby shower. I was out of town on this past Saturday. Yeah, they're like a week apart.
Does Dan have a wife?
No, girlfriend, out of Austin, which he was in Austin and then he moved here, but no, but serious relationship though. Great girl.
Gotcha. That's good. And Dan's, oh man, I love Dan. Dan's the best.
How do you know Dan?
I met him.
Oh yeah, at the event and the Arnold.
Yeah. And we literally just we're chatting for 15
Chatting.
minutes. I felt like I knew him
Yeah.
right off the rip because he's just so nice.
He's like that. He's very open, very great personality, like easy to connect with. That's
Yeah.
why he's in sales.
Yeah, that's true. Cam loves Dan too. Dude, me and Cam have made some headway with partnership.
Let's go.
Dude, I'm so excited, bro. It's like
You excited
we
for
haven't
the
had
I don't know if has he released it yet?
for
doing?
which the retreat yet?
Yeah.
We're not yet. It's in the works. It's probably gonna be the next few weeks here.
Okay. And he's to get going on that ASAP.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's honestly it could be as early as this week, honestly, because I know a couple weeks ago he was talking about releasing it early.
I'll be there.
But we haven't had anything official like in like put any pen to paper yet because we're still working out like because he's getting he's having an executive assistant do a project for him to be like, okay, hey, this is something that I want you to do because he got hooked up with somebody that he actually coaches and she's involved in a some business where there's a lot of like assistants and executive work, whatever,
Yep.
because he needs more of that instead of a VA.
Yep.
So once that's solidified and once she can complete this project and then have that reflect on what she needs to do for me as well, then he'll have a better idea of like, okay, now we know what to delegate to you, what to outsource for you. You know,
Yep.
we want to get all the kinks out of our way with this partnership before we even sign anything, before we have the contract set in place, because we don't want to be a year or more down the road and something was left unsaid that we totally forgot about, and then it screws everything up. So, but him and I mean,
in every partnership, man, I think you need like hurtful honesty before we go down that path. Like,
totally.
It's like because like we had the conversation here, right? And I was like, I need you to say everything that could possibly happen up front. Every wrong situation, everything that you might feel like a little about needs to be brought to the table. Like, and that goes for you as well. So it's like anything that you feel is like, I'm just not 100% on board with that, needs to be addressed.
Yep.
Otherwise, as a company grows, so does that disgruntledness.
Yes.
You know, and it's funny because I talked to my therapist about this because I've had a lot of business partners over the years. And I was like, well, I really want my business partner to be like super happy. And they go, why? I go, because I just want them to be happy. It's like, well, so if they're like 10% disgruntled, that's going to make it to where you don't want to do it. She was like, how many people have a 9-to-5 job who are at least 10% disgruntled but still show up 100%?
Hell, dude, probably.
And I was like, I don't know. I just want them to be 100%. She's like, that's unrealistic.
Yep.
She goes, you have to do what's best for you, not just what makes them happy. Otherwise, they'd be their company.
I mean, brother, it's
I
the
was like,
same exact things for my role too. Like I want all my clients and my athletes to be happy. But at the end of the day, bro, as much as whatever I'm doing with my service, it's gonna be impossible for them to be happy. It's like I can attribute to their quality of life in some areas, but making them happy or wanting them to remain happy is just not it's not doable. It's
yeah,
unrealistic. And
you
I
just
think
can't
that's some
control somebody else's happiness.
yeah, and just like how you can't control how hard somebody works, and I think a lot of young coaches don't really understand that. They're like, I want to offer all of the value, all so like they never leave, so they're always happy. And it's like, dude, you're missing the point. Like you're not meant for them to be happy all the time because that means like you're doing literally everything for them. All they gotta do is just sit
Right.
back, like and just be sedentary, and that's not the point of coaching or
Yeah.
being a business partner.
It's one of those things too, is like the more you do, the more that's expected. So even when we're going above and beyond outside of what we agreed to, it's like that setting the expectation of then is what's required. So the day that you take a step back and go back to contract, it's like, hey man, you not care anymore? It's like, whoa, these are cherries on top.
Yep.
You didn't ask for those. You asked for vanilla ice cream. I'm giving you whipped cream and cherries. Like, hold your horses.
100%. And I've had
That's hard
that
to
same exact thing
that's hard
happen
to do.
many times, dude. It is hard to do because like, you care about your client or your business partner or whoever in the context of what I'm saying. I'll just say athlete, you get a message from them and it's like a word of the day, disgruntled, and it's maybe a disgruntled message or it's just like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. So you decide to go out of your way. Hey, bro, I'm gonna call you. You call them, work through some things, etc. Moving forward, next thing you know, you just opened Pandora's box of every single
Sure.
time they have a problem, they're gonna call you expecting you to walk them through it. And it's like, hey, yo, that was in the moment situation where I wanted to offer help.
Right.
You have to be a big boy and fix your own shit in your life too, because I'm not going to always be here. Which
Right.
I don't know if you saw or not. That's why I started this little mini like series on Instagram of like things that have helped me be a better athlete, is because there's more that I can
Setting the
offer to.
expectation.
Yes, 100%. And I think a lot of people can listen to that are not on my roster or that are on my roster and realize like, okay, Nick's not calling me out. Nick's telling me what has helped him, because maybe I'm
Yeah.
dealing with something similar to that. Instead of them calling their coach to vent for 30 minutes when their coach can't do shit about their venting.
Right. I really struggle with when, like, especially like for my wife, for example, it's like comes to me to vent about issues. It's like the logical sense of me is like, what is that doing and how's that helping?
Yep.
Like this seems like a waste of time and energy, right? So you're not looking for a solution. We're just looking to rant. And it's like I think there's a time and place, right? It's just I think it's difficult for some people. Some people like my wife's fantastic at it. I can come home with an issue. She'd be like, I hate that for you. Like that sucks that you're having to deal with that. And like I can see it and appreciate. I don't need her to do that because I'm not a person that needs that, but I can appreciate her doing it, and it allows me to go, "Oh, that's actually what you want when you come to me with that issue." And I have to remember, "Hey, don't fix it. Just soothe it." And so it's like that does suck. I'm sorry that's happening to you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like that. I feel like that's just the woman man battle from like day one.
Oh,
But
totally, dude. Like, I mean, brother, we're fixers. We want to fix. We want to think
yeah,
logically. But like at the end of the day, our women don't want us to respond logically. They want us to actually just agree with them. They don't want us to fix the problem
yeah,
sometimes. But sometimes, like, dude, sometimes clients are the same way. Like, even if it's a dude that comes to you with a problem to vent, it sometimes rubs them the wrong way when you try to fix the problem for them
yeah,
instead of just sitting back and letting them vent.
yeah,
And like whoever's listening to this, like coaches, like you shouldn't be the venting. You shouldn't receive all your clients venting. You shouldn't be their therapist, whatever, because you're gonna cross you're
boundaries.
gonna only you can only take on too much, and then they're gonna only look at you as that, and then they're not gonna work hard. But at the end of the day, there are scenarios where you kind of just can't fix, and you just have to listen and then try to reframe. But sometimes, if you try to help them reframe instead of fix the problem, if they don't look at it through that lens, they don't they don't receive your help with reframing, and they don't try to work on it elsewhere when they're not on the phone with you, that's their problem. You
Yep.
can't make them do the work, just like you can't make them do the cardio or follow your meal plan or check in every single week. That is their requirement. That's up to them. But as a coach, sometimes you're like, hey, man, I get it. You're hurt. Look at it from this sense, see if it helps.
Yep. I think that's a really big thing. Is I forget the word coaches. We're not just programmers, and so it's
Yeah.
like you have to be able to hear, listen, and then evaluate. Because if all you do is speak at but never speak with, like you're a professor, you're not a teacher. And again,
100%.
professors can't teach kindergartners.
Ain't
So
that a fact?
professors just allow information and then do what you want with it. Like I don't think that's like real coaching. That's just like information that we're just throwing out there, and it's like good luck. So
Imagine if our education system was different like that. Imagine if it was more of a coaching sense, because our education system is, hey, here's all this information, go apply it. But they
yeah,
don't teach us different ways to apply it.
yeah.
It's
I
just
think
like,
it's good in the first like fifth grade and under, and then it starts
yeah,
to change.
I totally agree.
Yeah, especially when we start to get into the later years, like 10th grade and on. It's just like do what you want with this information.
College is the worst.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Bro, college is crazy. I mean,
That's why that's
how
why no one remembers anything from college, even though it was the last thing you studied.
100%. Dude, I remember so much of like what I learned in history class in middle school. Like, I remember American history, world history, geography, like all, dude, I remember, um, what was it? What math class did I do? Bro, I remember taking calculus in high school and remembering so much from calculus. I don't use calculus in anything that I do, but like
Yeah.
I remember certain lessons way more than the most recent, nutrition class that I took or some shit. Like it's crazy,
Yeah.
you know? Man. But anyway, brother, man, dude, we've been on for about an hour. I'm really
Yep.
excited that we're back on the podcast here this week.
Heck yeah.
I kind of
I
liked how this one today was just like, hey, off the whim, let's talk about the trip.
yeah.
I like these podcasts, brother. But next
Man,
week,
one thing I've had conversation about, or has been on my mind throughout the hike, was like,
oh yeah,
as business owners, this is going to hit for a lot of people. When you started that business, you wanted to travel the world. You wanted to have freedom. You wanted to do the things. But when's the last time you did the thing? When's the last time you booked the ticket? When's the last time you traveled? When's the last time that you experienced freedom? If you don't utilize the freedom that you created for yourself as a business owner, you might as well go get the 9 to 5 and have way less stress and just take the 2 weeks of vacation, because that's all you're doing anyway. So it's like you build this box and this prison around you. So it's like, I have my own thing. And it's like, do you though? So it's like, it's my reminder. It's like, hey man, like go do the thing. Like have fun. Like the whole point of being a business owner was to have the freedom. Don't let it slip, because you're not going to have it when you're 50 and 60. You're not going to do the things with it because you're a creature of habit. And is your habit, do you put in going and doing something once a quarter? Are you experiencing that life that you wanted from the freedom? If not, you're not going to change as you get older. It starts with you now, and those habits continue forward. So that's been on mind a lot as a person that's been doing a lot of traveling this year, is like, go do more things that you want to do, because that's why you built the business, was to go do the things.
and dude, that hits home for me because my girlfriend she literally took her NCLEX yesterday for nursing. She's finished her master's, everything. She traveled with me to Georgia. She's traveling with me to Junior Nats, because
Nice.
like, hey, before you got into your master's program, you were traveling with me to shows and we loved it. It was fun. We would do our own thing when you're out there on some days, but even though you knew that I was working, but it made it better for me
Yeah.
because it wasn't all 100%, you know, now I had an outlet, and you helped me be that outlet, the outlet that I needed, so like that's just a small example of what you're saying, but also a lot of guys. I mean, the two of my clients that went and hiked the mountains in the Appalachians are a great example. Both of them are coaches. They're young coaches. They're developing their business. They literally were like, you know what, we're just gonna take 3-4 days off, go watch our boy compete, go hike in the mountains because we can. And I'm so proud of them for it, because they literally just said, you know what, fuck it. We're going to do it. We're going to tell our clients, hey, we're off for X amount of days. Leave me alone. And they were able to do that. They have the clientele that were like, you know what, I respect your time. You want some time off? I will respect that. And that's, some people become a slave to their own work. They become a slave to their own business, to their clients, thinking that they have to answer every single call. They have to be at the gym with every single client when they do a posing session. They have to be at every single show for their clients. No, dude, you are never going to grow in business if you're doing that. You are never going to scale, because you're going to burn out before your business actually burns out.
Mhm.
So that's a wonderful message, man, that you're ending the pod with, dude. Oh man, that's a really cool, just coming to earth moment when you're on that hike.
And I'm
Or
just
on the,
speaking to myself, somebody that's just, I mean, I've been away from home for the last 6 weekends in a row,
yeah.
like working, right? Not like Mike's living life. It's like, no, I've been working, man.
Mhm.
And so it's just good reminder that it's like, hey, man, take some time, like go do the things. Like, and I haven't golfed in 11 months. It's like, but also I chose to do bodybuilding instead, right? So it's like, that's me choosing to do something. But if you have the same monotonous, like you built this 9 to 5 box that's boring and you hate it, it's like, but why? I told my wife, she was talking about her business yesterday, and I was like, I need you to laugh out loud and say, this is my business. I can do whatever I want, because that's the truth. You can
Mhm.
do whatever you want. It is your business. And I think a lot of people just get scared of that. And it's like, but where fear comes, growth happens.
Totally.
That's my message to leave it with.
With where fear comes, growth happens 100%. You can relate that to business. You can relate that to friendships, relationships. You can relate that to business partners. You can relate that to the most simple thing of coming off of a cycle, going into a cruise phase, because you know how the difference of what you're going to feel like in a cruise. And like, that may sound silly to some people, but I know a ton of people that really struggle with that.
Yep.
But hey, that's a sign that you're going to grow through those times. And it's small, but you gain a lot when you work through small things that can yield big things down the road. Those small things become big things.
Yeah.
So wonderful way to end it for the listeners, my man. I've got a pretty busy day on my calendar ahead, so I'm gonna have to shut her down. I've got some calls with
Get
some
after it.
potential prospects with Cam, and I'm gonna go train some legs here in an hour or so. So everybody listening, welcome back. We are back in full groove, full force, ready to bring you guys more value. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Go follow us on socials. Go hire
Do the
Mike
thing.
to take your business to the next level. Hire me or Taylor to get you turning pro or get you shredded as hell. And yeah, Mike, if you want to leave anything for listeners, go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, man. So I'll be at summer shredding this weekend. So anybody that's down there, come check it out. Come say hello. We're gonna definitely get a group workout for sure. I will then be at Junior Nats also in Chattanooga. So I'll see you there, big man.
Dude, I'm so excited for it, brother. All right, man. Catch you later.
All right, peace. We can make it
That
happen.
would be awesome.